She already knows. Let's not kid ourselves. She's not oblivious. She knows you're into her. She knows you're sitting there, staring at your phone, dissecting every word of your last message, wondering why she hasn't replied. She knows you care. She knows you're waiting. And yet the silence is deafening. That's not an accident. That's a choice. Think about that for a second. If someone truly wanted to talk to you, would it be this hard? Would you be left guessing? Overanalyzing, clinging to hope over a text that might never come? No. When someone wants you in their life, they make it obvious. There's no decoding needed, no second guessing, no games. They show up. They reply. They match your energy. But here you are, making excuses for her. Maybe she's busy. Maybe she didn't see it. Maybe she's going through something. Stop. Deep down, you know the truth. She saw it. She just didn't care enough to respond. And that's your answer? You don't need some grand explanation or dramatic breakup text to understand where you stand. The lack of effort tells you everything. The faded enthusiasm, the one-word replies, the way conversations that used to flow now feel like pulling teeth. That's not bad luck or bad timing. That's disinterest. And here's the hard part. You can't fix it. No perfectly crafted message will suddenly make her realize what she's missing. No clever joke or heartfelt confession will rekindle what's already gone cold. Because this isn't about saying the right thing. It's about the brutal reality that she doesn't want to say anything back. The more you push, the more you cling, the more desperate you look, and the less she respects you. You're teaching her that she can ignore you, and you'll still stick around. That your attention is guaranteed no matter how little she gives. In return, so let's cut the denial. Let's stop pretending her silence is anything but what it is, indifference. The moment you accept that is the moment you take your power back. Because chasing someone who doesn't want you isn't love itself abandonment, and you're worth more than that. You're worth someone who doesn't make you doubt where you stand. Someone who doesn't leave you waiting. Someone who, when you text them, actually wants to text you back. Until then, stop reaching out. Stop waiting. Stop giving energy to someone who can't even give you the decency of a reply. The right person won't leave you guessing, and the wrong one. She's already shown you who she is. Believe her. The pain of rejection is real. Don't try to numb it. Don't try to rationalize it away. Let it burn. Let it sear itself into your memory so deeply that you never have to learn this lesson again. Because here's the truth you keep avoiding. If she wanted you, you wouldn't be sitting here analyzing mixed signals. You wouldn't be scrolling through old texts looking for hidden meanings. You wouldn't be crafting that perfect message you think will finally make her see your worth. When a woman is truly interested, she removes all doubt. She makes time. She initiates. She makes you feel wanted, not confused. Every time you break and send that one last text, you're not proving your devotion. You're erasing your dignity. You're teaching her that no matter how poorly she treats you, you'll always come crawling back. And here's the cruel irony. The more you chase, the less she respects you. The more available you make yourself, the more disposable you become. Women don't fall for desperate men. They pity them. They lose attraction for them. They quietly resent them for putting all the responsibility for their happiness on someone else's shoulders. Real confidence isn't about persistence. It's about boundaries. It's about looking at the evidence, her silence, her excuses, her lukewarm energy, and having the self-respect to say enough. Not with anger, not with drama, but with quiet conviction. Because when you truly value yourself, you don't negotiate for basic respect. You don't stick around hoping scraps of attention will turn into real affection. You recognize that chasing someone who's indifferent is the fastest way to lose yourself. This is where most men fail. They think walking away means losing, but the real loss? It's staying where you're not wanted. It's shrinking yourself to fit someone else's indifference. It's wasting months or years waiting for someone to change when they've already shown you who they are. The moment you stop chasing is the moment you start winning, not because she'll come running back, she might not, but because you've reclaimed the most valuable thing you can ever possess, your self-respect. Remember this. The right woman won't make you question your place in her life. She won't keep you waiting by the phone. She won't treat you like an option while you treat her like a priority. And until you find her, silence speaks louder than any desperate text ever could. Let your absence do the talking. Let her wonder why you're not chasing anymore. And most importantly, let yourself move on to something better. Because the only thing worse than being alone is being with someone who makes you feel lonely. Every text you send while she's ignoring you is another shovel digging your grave. You think you're being persistent, showing your worth, keeping the connection alive. But what you're really doing is handing her all the power. Each unanswered message trains her to expect your attention without reciprocation. Ever just checking. In text confirms she doesn't need to put in effort because you'll always be there waiting. This isn't communication, it's self-sabotage dressed up as hope. Here's what you refuse to see. Attraction grows in absence. Not presence, it thrives. On mystery, not availability. When you're always there, always texting, always showing your cards, you become predictable. And predictable is boring. Predictable is safe. Predictable is what women walk away from without a second thought. Your constant outreach isn't making her miss you, it's making her take you for granted. She knows exactly where you stand, because you've made it painfully obvious through your neediness. The cruelest truth. The more you chase, the more repulsive you become to her. Not because you're unworthy, but because desperation smells worse than cheap cologne. Women can sense it through the screen, that anxious energy, that hungry need for validation, that quiet begging for her to make you feel important. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who needs a woman to validate his existence. Doesn't want to be your emotional caretaker. She wants to be with someone who's already whole. Stop lying to yourself. That perfect message you're drafting won't change anything. That funny meme won't suddenly make her realize what she's missing. That heartfelt paragraph about your feelings will only make her cringe. You're not breaking through to her. You're breaking yourself down piece by piece with every ignored attempt. The harder you try, the smaller you become in her eyes. The more you explain yourself, the less she respects you. Here's the law you need, burned into your mind. If she wanted to talk to you, she would. Full stop. No exceptions. No magical combination of words will change that. No amount of persistence will transform indifference into passion. The only thing that might make her reconsider is your complete disappearance. It's not as a tactic, but as an act of self-preservation, because when you finally stop reaching out, one of two things happens. Either she realizes what she's lost, or you realize you never needed her in the first place. Either way, you win. But keep texting. That's a guaranteed loss every single time. The game you've been playing is rigged against you from the start. Every text, every double text, every "I was just thinking about you" message, they all follow the same losing script, where she holds all the cards and you beg for scraps. But there's another way. One where you're not the desperate guy in her notifications, but the one who got away. The script flips when you stop being predictable. When you disappear without explanation, you become the man who accepted her. Silence as closure and moved the fuck on with his life. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being hard to forget. Right now, she knows exactly where you stand because you've made it painfully obvious through your constant availability. But imagine if that safety net disappeared. Imagine if the guy who always reached out first suddenly stopped. Imagine if the man who used to linger in her DMs was now posting stories of him leveling up at the gym, crushing it at work, genuinely enjoying life without her. That's when the doubt creeps in. That's when she starts wondering if she made a mistake. Not because you told her, but because you showed her through your absence. The power shift happens in the silence between texts. In the weeks where you don't check her social media, in the months where you focus on becoming someone she wouldn't recognize. Women don't chase the men who chase them. They chase the men who are too busy building empires to notice. And here's the secret. By the time she realizes what she's lost, you won't even care anymore. Because you'll have discovered something far more valuable than her validation. Your own self-respect. This is where most men fail. They mistake attention for attraction. They think if they can just stay on her radar, she'll eventually come. around, but staying on her radar makes you background noise, easily ignored, easily replaced. Disappearing from it makes you a mystery worth solving. The moment you stop being her option is the moment you become someone's priority. Maybe hers, maybe someone better's, but either way, you win. Because the man who walks away first never has to wonder where he stands, already knows somewhere better than where he was. Every minute you spend obsessing over her is stolen from your future self. That mental real estate you've surrendered to, analyzing her mixed signals, that's prime territory for your dreams. The emotional energy you've been pouring into a black hole of indifference, that could have been rocket fuel for your purpose. You're sitting on a goldmine of potential, wasting it on someone who wouldn't even text you back. The greatest lie you've told yourself is that she's worth this much of your attention. The truth? She's just a woman who didn't choose you, and the world is full of women who will. Your attention is currency. Every glance at her social media, every reread of old texts, every imaginary conversation you have with her in the shower, these are all withdrawals from your self-worth account. And the balance is getting dangerously low. Meanwhile, she's not thinking about you. She's not losing sleep over how you feel. She's not rearranging her schedule to make time for you. The imbalance is staggering when you finally see it clearly. You're investing in a bankrupt relationship, while your actual life passes you by. Here's what happens when you redirect that energy. Muscles grow where doubt once lived. Bank accounts fatten, while insecurities starve. The opportunities multiply as desperation dies. The man who stops chasing women and starts chasing excellence becomes magnetic in ways no pickup line could ever achieve. Suddenly, you're not the guy begging for attention, you're the prize they're trying to earn. But this transformation requires brutal honesty. Every moment you spend waiting for her is a moment you're not becoming someone better. The clock is ticking. Every day you waste hoping she changed her mind is a day you could have spent changing your life. That text you want to send, delete it. That social media profile you want to check, close it. That fantasy where she finally realizes your worth, kill it. Replace them all with cold, hard action, the kind that builds empires in the real world. Because one day when she hears about the man you've become and wonders what if, you won't even remember why you cared in the first place. When you'll know you didn't lose her.
She lost you.